Hey everybody, my name is Sharon Quinn and I'm also known as the original runway diva, and you are watching Model Behavior. Class is officially in session. Now, did you know that June is the month for Full Figured Fashion Week? Full Figured Fashion Week, or the plus size Oscars as it is known to many, it runs from June 14th through June 20th in New York City. In honor of Full Figured Fashion Week, I have decided to devote all of our June episodes to all things FFF Week. My guests today are Nikki Sample Freeman and Sabrina Oscar, who are executive assistants to the CEO of Full Figured Fashion Week and the casting director of FFF Week. Welcome, Nikki and Sabrina, to Model Behavior.
Hello.
Hi.
So, you know what, you guys are so funny. So, everybody wants to know, especially for you, how does one get to work for Gwen DeVoe? How did you fall into that?
Initially, I started off as a special volunteer, and I guess just being able to be trusted. It was initially what it came down to. Everything that she threw at me, I was able to do it expeditedly, and then after that, she was able to trust me. And that's something we all know is not.
And trust is really important.
Very, very important with Gwen.
Now,
Definitely.
Well, it's important because nobody's going to turn over the keys to the kingdom and they don't know who you are and they don't trust you.
Definitely.
Now, Sabrina, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. You work for me. That's how we met.
Yes.
So how did you start off as a volunteer as well?
Yes, I did.
Let's talk about that.
I saw the posting for Full Figure Fashion Week volunteer, and I started, and the first thing that Gwen asked was like how to write an email if I can't go to a certain event. So that was like the little test.
Okay.
So I helped her for about 2 years, and then she said, I have another position for you to see if you could help Sharon. And then me and you started talking. But I worked for her for 2 years.
And it was a good experience working for Gwen? But I know she's a taskmaster. I know it's kind of hard.
Yeah, but she is a taskmaster, but she's very organized about everything, and she's always very good about telling you what she needs and what she doesn't want.
Definitely.
In a very professional way. So I was like working for her.
Okay, well, let's just talk about what's it like working for me?
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Why
very
lying?
funny. But I like working with the models and helping them and giving them all kinds of information, and so I do like working with the models.
So now you do a lot of other things that are fashion related, it's assistant related as well, and I kind of see you trying to segue into fashion. Is this like is it a good tool for you, or what are the benefits?
Well, yeah, it's definitely a good tool because the way that you and Gwen set up Full Figured Fashion Week, everything is very organized, it's on time, everybody has their job. So that's a very good way for me to learn how to be an assistant and how to be a great volunteer. So I started doing other shows after I started doing Full Figure Fashion Week, and I do other shows during the year. So it helps me to bring those skills to the other shows.
So you take that work ethic
definitely,
with you to
and
other
people
shows.
call me to help them and help them out on their shows. So.
Okay.
That's
Do you
why it's
assist on other shows?
No one calls me.
Well, the way I see it, you too busy to be helping anybody else any old way.
I think people are scared to call me.
Why?
Because they see that's Gwen's girl. And I don't want to mess with anything that is that close to Gwen, just in case something goes wrong with her. I don't want it to affect that relationship down the line. And I understand that, but as an individual, I am my own person. I have my own ethics, I have my own, individuality that I can bring to anything. And it's okay. I appreciate not being called to a lot of you. I really do. That is not shade, but it's the truth. So, because it helps, I'm a full-time mom. I stay at home. So if the opportunity was to knock, I have the option, but I don't have the opportunity.
Well, let's give me a day, because I know you do a lot. You keep her pretty much on a really tight schedule.
Yes.
Give me an example of like a day in the life of working
Gwen?
for Gwen.
Oh, wow. So let's see. I don't usually sleep till about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up possibly around 9, 10. So I'm working until I sleep and until I wake up. So I wake up in the morning to emails. I schedule Gwen's interviews. If she has email interviews, if she has radio interviews, if she has, industry interviews. And what I make sure I do is give her timelines. On top of that, I do all her calls. I do any type of reminder that she needs. Anything that Gwen calls for, I do. So starting at 9, she has her own 9 to 5. So she does her 9 to 5, and between that time, we are checking in with each other, making sure that everything is crossed, everything is not missed. I could be calling vendors, I could be calling hotels, I could be ensuring that tickets are...
And you handle her travel as well,
I
right?
do her travel. I do make sure that social media sometimes is up to date, making sure that those posts are being handled. I can also go ahead and, like I said, booking travel, making sure that her appearances are taken care of, making sure I'm the liaison to whatever her needs are. And sometimes that means driving to her office, making sure that she needs something if she forgets something. It could be also just making sure she has shoes.
Okay.
So it's just that simple. It could be anything, something as little as shoes.
So what's the people?
Yeah.
You do a lot. So of course you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
What's the reward other than the financial piece?
Well, really, the financial is not the reward. It's never been the reward because I started off as a volunteer. I never thought I would be working for Gwen. I came to her saying, "Do you need help? I just want to help in any way possible because I believe in your event." And what the reward is, seeing this grow into something so big and the magnitude of it, and knowing that people come from all around the world loving not just Gwen, but loving everyone. Mm-hmm. Everyone is their own individual, but no one is shaded to a corner. No one is given that, oh, we have the priority over everyone else. Everyone is treated the same way. As Gwen says, everyone is a VIP. And I think that is something that everyone should understand. It's not easy to fulfill because all of us as staff members, we make sure that we have everyone, feel as if they're their own person, but they're also that they are welcomed as if they're just part of our extended family. And it's no easy task. So that's why it is very important for our volunteers to be who they are and to give off that glow and give off that hospitality that we are known for, because it is so important to have those people come back and say, you know what, we love Full Figure Fashion Week and we don't mind coming back next year and we don't mind doing whatever we can to get there, because that's also important because we need our patrons,
And
so
she
it's
puts on a
helpful.
top-notch production.
It's
A lot of events pale in comparison. They try, but she's been at this for so long. I've
And it's
known
a
her since we were
lot.
both modeling.
And it takes a lot.
And,
no one understands that it's not an easy feat in the least. It's expensive.
Let me just say this. We've been friends for 20 plus years.
Yes.
And I started out working with her as a model. There was so many nights that I saw she lost money. She didn't make money. She lost money. And that's when you know that you're on the right path, because you
Exactly.
keep going even though you ended up in the red to make sure everybody
Everyone.
gets paid.
That's right.
And not a lot of people can say that. I've been to a lot of shows where I'm like, where's the producer? They done left with the money that nobody gets paid. She does not do stuff like
at
that,
all.
and she she's to be commended for
Yeah,
stuff
she-
like that. That's what
definitely
makes people
does.
come and want to
Exactly.
work for you, because they know they're gonna get their money. They know your stuff is gonna start on time. That's one of the things I learned from her.
Yes.
Yeah. Me
Early
too.
on,
Me too.
start your stuff on time.
too.
The people will learn to not come late.
Exactly.
They'll learn, okay, you here at 8 and the show was at 6. Well, you done missed 2 hours and it's about to end. No, you
Exactly.
can't have your money back because you're late.
Exactly.
Always start your production on time. Make sure that everybody gets paid, and make sure that they get what they paid for.
Exactly.
I dig that about her. Has your experience been a positive one? What do
my
you
God.
love about Full Figure Fashion Week?
I just
Besides working for me.
I'm still having a great time. I'm just in total awe of the whole cause of it, because I feel, to me, it's my fashion week for curvy girls, and I'm so addicted, I'm obsessed with fashion. So
Yeah,
to
that's a
see
good
it-
way of putting it, Sabrina.
Yeah. So to see it on the runway and the girls are wearing such beautiful things, I'm so grateful that Gwen started it. But another thing I wanted to come in for is for the volunteers that she brings in, because she's giving girls a chance, or men and women a chance to come in and partake in any part that you think that you might do well in. So when I came in, I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do. I'm always like the assistant or something, but she gave you a chance to say, oh, you want to do backstage, or you want to do tickets, or you want to do that. So then I could see now what are the things I would like to do. So I would like to do more, production, management. So it gives you a chance to have all different aspects of the fashion, if you wanted to be a designer. So I'm glad that she gives girls a chance, or young men and women a chance to see what part of fashion you would like to participate in. So I love that piece of it.
Now you've worked on a lot of productions since
Yeah.
Full Figure
Yes, she
Fashion
has.
Week.
Yeah, I have.
What have those experiences been like? How are, without mentioning names if you don't want to,
Right,
because I don't
yeah.
really care if you mention a name here.
Well, it's kind of, I try not to compare, but I do have to, because the reason that she starts her show on time is because the whole time management is doing very well. So she's starting months ahead, so she can have her little pieces. So by the time it gets there, she's not so overwhelmed about, because she's already started for months before. I think that other producers think it's more glamorous than more of the hard work. Like, a lot of times I don't get to see the show. I don't get to see anything that's going on because we're working to try to put a show together. So you can't really, either you're gonna work there or you're gonna see the show.
Or you can watch the show.
Right?
Absolutely.
So sometimes I think people kind of misconstrue what the fashion show or what you're trying to produce is supposed to be about. So I think that's what you see. Sometimes the time management might not be there, or they start the show later. But I think after a while, then they learn. But in the beginning, it's hard because they don't see it as such hard work. They just feel, I want to see some dresses, but they don't realize the behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it's
of
a
that.
lot of work that goes
It's a lot.
into it.
It's a lot of it. So I love it.
Now, Nikki, you have that. You were in the military.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that most people that are in the military are automatically, they come with organizational skills, because you have to be neat. You have to be really.
No.
I don't know too many. In what branch of the service?
I served in the Navy
Yeah.
for 6 years.
If you living in a small compartment, you have to be neat.
What small compartment? I didn't do no ship.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. I was never on a ship.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
I stayed stateside. I love my space. But a lot of people that I've ran into are not as tidy, and yeah.
Okay.
They're not into that. Some people, they're who they are, and no matter what organizational skills you try to teach them, it just will not work, because who they are who they are as a human being in general just doesn't come across, because they can try it. Anyone can try and really willingly make that attempt, but it just sometimes doesn't work for them.
But it's okay if they're not organized. You have to be organized.
definitely, but-
to keep them on point.
True, but for me, I've always been like that. I've always been the mama of the group. So I've been taking care of myself for God knows how many years. But it's something that I've learned to do as a kid, knowing how to put things in their order, knowing how, in my personal life, I'm not as organized. And before my husband says something about that, looking like me like I'm crazy. My personal life at home, yeah, I'm a pack rat. But when it comes down to doing...
But if you're assisting someone...
Oh, that's different. When it comes down to work, A, B, C's, everything's crossed the board. Crossed. But at home, I'm completely different. That's just because I like the organization, but when I'm at home, I can see it, and it doesn't have to be as organized, because I could just remember where it is, and it's my personal space.
Well, see, I have what is called... it's cluttered, but I know it's my system.
Exactly.
I can look on you can ask me for something, and I can find it on my desk. You probably looking at it will not be able to find it, because it looked messy to everybody else. But I'm not, I wish that I could be as organized as Gwen is, because it's a really great skill to have, and that's just not who I am.
But you know, also, if sometimes it falls back on me, and it's because we're a team in that. You know, if she misses something or if I may miss an email, we both check each other, and that's the good thing in trusting the system and trusting us as a team. You have to be able to rely on that person, because if anything falls through, someone has your back. And I think that was the main thing that Gwen saw in me, to be able to say, you know what, I want to move you out that volunteer position and have you as my left and right hand.
That's quite a compliment.
So,
Yes, it is.
you know.
So now, you work as an executive assistant in your real life, right? Your regular.
I'm a paralegal.
So that you got to have top-notch organizational skills.
I do. I have a lot of deadlines that I have to meet. Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to throw stuff on you just yet, because we're not quite there, but it's coming. Because I'm so not. I mean, I look organized. I carry books and stuff, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I understand the value of having a good assistant. So let me say thank you right now, Sabrina. You have been a godsend to me on this show and on, at FFF, because I got issues with relinquishing, duties until I can trust you. And now that did you check the email? Could you please call this person and tell them this, that, and I don't want to talk to people. And that's the other thing a really good executive assistant does. You not only do you keep the person on point, you keep people away from. I see it.
Who, me?
No, not just you, but
I know.
When you're at that level, when you're producing one of the biggest events of the year, everybody wants a piece of you. So everybody's coming at you. They want to hug, they want to kiss, they want to take pictures and stuff. And at some point, you get some crazies like the lady with the house around her neck from 2 years ago, that want to, and that's your job to say, okay, wait, I need you to
exactly.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna let you get your picture, but we need some personal space.
Right.
And not everybody can do that without a fight breaking out. So
and you know what it is? It's all in your tone.
Yes.
But also it comes from where you come from. You know what's deep in your heart. If you're a malicious person, it's gonna come out as nasty as possible. But if you have that kind of heart where you're not mean-spirited, you can say anything you want to say in a good tone and get your point across. And you don't have to be nasty, you don't have to raise your voice. You can give a little and you can say something very sternly, and that alone will get your point across. And if they don't like it, then that's what Steve is there for.
who's Steve?
Steve is our security. That's what Steve is there for.
Now there are people who will say, well, I've known Gwen 20 years.
Doesn't matter.
Why she got security? I know why, because I see what goes on.
It's sometimes people don't understand the word no. And they mean well. A lot of people mean well. It's not people who are trying to go out and be mean or evil towards Gwen. Everyone wants to have that personal one-on-one time because Gwen is so personable. But it's not even that she's personable. She says, oh, I'll see you soon. I'll do this with you, I'll do that with you. And a lot of that comes up all at the same time. So if you're producing Full Figure Fashion Week is not the time to remind Gwen. Hint, hint, it is not a good time to remind Gwen, hey, remember that conversation we had last year at last Full Figure Fashion Week? That is not the perfect time to do that. Send her an email, ccnikki@fffweek.com, to make sure that your email gets pushed through. Do not inbox her on Facebook.
Ooh, no.
Do not inbox her on any social media. Because if you do, you may either get ignored. More than likely, you're going to get ignored. But you'll feel left out, and that's not her intention.
Yeah, she does. She tells everyone she doesn't she doesn't conduct business on Facebook.
She does not mean to ignore anyone. And that's the thing. She wants to make sure that everyone feels the love that she's trying to give out. She wants everyone to feel included. And if you just can't follow the simple direction of just email Gwen and then CC Nikki to make sure I get it, then if it gets lost, it gets lost.
Yeah.
And that's something that no one else can prevent except the person who's sending the email.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, Sabrina, your turn.
Yeah.
What's it like working for me?
Well, one of the things that I like about you and Gwen is that it's almost like a teaching event, right? Like she tells you this is the way we should do things, and she shows how you should do things. And I think that you do the same thing also
Production
with the
101,
girls,
definitely.
with the models. You know, trying to show the models like this is the way that you should do things. This is the way how you should take pictures. This is what you should bring in your model bag. So I feel that same too, and I just absorb everything. So
it's
you know,
important to be a sponge.
yeah, when you wanted
is.
to do the show, and you said, okay, you know, maybe you should take some classes, and I'm like, yeah, because that's something that I want to do, and I feel so good that you wanted to teach me something.
When I see, because I don't see it often, when I see people who had that little fire in them and they just want to literally be a sponge and soak up all the knowledge that they can possibly get, I dig that, because that's how everybody should be. And when I saw that you were into this, the way you were, yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to push things your way. You don't have to, take everything that I throw your way. But if this is what you want to do and you want to do it for free, yeah, this is who you call, and this is what you do. And I see the progress in you, and that makes me
Definitely.
feel good.
Definitely.
It really bugs me when, you have people who come to you and say, well, I want you to be my mentor. I don't know you. I don't know what your,
Right.
what your work ethic is. I don't know what you do. And I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to give you
Exactly.
6 months of my time mentoring you and showing you what to do and showing you how to do stuff, only to watch you go and do what you planned on doing all along. That's going to piss me off. And that's why I don't really do that mentor thing. I have to find you to mentor you. I have to see a spark in you that makes me want to do that for you. And I don't think a lot of people understand that, because a lot of people I see it all the time, they want Auntie Gwen to mentor them. Her time is really valuable, as is mine, and she's not going to waste it
Exactly.
if she doesn't see the drive there already.
Right.
So you got to come there with that. Be ready to work.
You have to.
Be ready to lose sleep, because with her hours is they really weird.
Yes.
Be ready to work, and if you're not ready to work, come back when you're ready to work, and maybe I want to, still be bothered with you, but don't waste my time. That's my biggest thing. I hate to see people getting it wrong, and that's how the show came about, because I see it all the time. I see it all the time. I see me giving great advice, and it go through one ear and come right out the other one. Oh, you're just gonna walk into the wall anyway. Okay, well, what the hell did I waste my time telling you this stuff for?
Exactly.
What you asking me for if you're just gonna go and do what it is you want to do? So, Full Figure Fashion Week is right around the corner.
Yay.
How many weeks we got? Like
3.5.
3.5 weeks.
Yes.
But y'all excited? What's your favorite part of Full Figure Fashion Week? What do you look forward to?
Besides the cruise, the all-white cruise.
Yeah.
That's usually my baby, because I usually find the vessel, and I ensure that we all have that together. So that's usually like my big baby. And this year, finding the Hornblower Infinity.
Ooh, that boat is gonna be so fly
It
this
is such
year.
a beautiful, beautiful boat. But anyway, I digress. Get your tickets. They're $90, but get your tickets. It's well worth it. Trust me. White hand service.
You mean white glove? White hand.
Thank you for that. White. Well, there may be some white hands in there, but it's definitely white glove.
Sabrina, what's your favorite part of
My favorite part is the runway.
the
Is
show?
the oh yeah.
But you don't get to see them.
No, I get to see like little. No, I'm saying when the girls are lining up. I get to
the
see.
final.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
when they lining up and they all in there,
Backstage, yeah.
and
Production person to
yeah,
your core.
when they lining up to go out and they getting ready to go out, I think that's my most excited, because I feel like I'm part of history.
You are.
I'm part of history. I'm part of a movement. I'm part of fashion. So when I see them all dressed up, and it's avant-garde, it's not just some plain regular stuff. That's my favorite. That's my favorite part.
Okay. Cool.
So nothing leading up to it.
Well,
just-
when the girls come to New York, and it could be maybe their first time that they participating, I feel the excitement that they feel, because not only are they in Full Figure Fashion Week, they're also in New York City. Maybe
lot
for
of
the
them for the
first
first time, yeah.
So they don't know the trains and stuff, and I feel the excitement. So I love to help them and show them around and say, take the bus or the train, stuff like that. So
That's
I
good.
love to help them,
Do
manage the
you
city.
strike up friendships with a lot of the models that continue, like maybe after?
I do, because sometimes I see them in other places, or I see them, we stay friends on social media, and we communicate that way. So sometimes we do stay friends.
It
We
is
definitely do.
I
Yeah.
don't.
You don't?
Because a lot of people, I don't know if people are trying to befriend me because of Gwen.
Yeah.
So there's maybe, I want to say really a handful of people that I really stay in contact with. My social media, I only have Facebook. I don't have Twitter, Instagram, anything else. And I have less than 300 friends. If you request me and you have over 30 people in the same, I guess, same friends, I don't need to know you because you know everyone that knows me. So what is the purpose of you following me if you know 30 people who's in my immediate circle?
Well, maybe they want to get to know you.
If they do, then you should inbox me. You should not just go out and give me a friend request after Full Figure Fashion Week or after Gwen says my name.
I feel you.
Or after Gwen says my name, it's like, oh, well, I have to get to her. Let me be her friend on Facebook.
Do you encounter that a lot?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
It's hard to tell which folks are genuine.
It is. But you know what? It's not hard to tell because you can tell good hearts. There's a couple of people who I have their phone numbers, and we speak to each other periodically throughout the time up to the event, and when they come to the city, if I have time.
Yeah, you on 100.
If I have time, because I'm always running, with Gwen, and maybe try to get a real late night, something grab to eat, or just chat. And I do that sometimes with people, or really early breakfast, So I'll try to be that accommodating because I feel them being genuine and them being honest and them really wanting to know me. And yes, this was the vessel that brought us here together.
All right, real quick, we're down to the last few minutes. Say something to someone who aspires to do what you do.
I would say be true to yourself, but besides being true to yourself, make sure you have all of your ducks in a row. If you want to be assisting someone who's high-powered, ensure you know who that person is, and also make sure that you know who you are as an individual, so that way when that person approaches you, you don't waver.
Sabrina, same question.
So if you want to be a volunteer or an assistant, make sure that you're coming there to work, not to see the shows. Don't take pictures with people. Make sure you're on time. This is a job interview on the job. So if there's something that you want to do in fashion, you might meet somebody, you might see somebody that you want to meet. So make sure that you're prepared. Bring a pen, bring some paper, bring a Sharpie, and just be prepared to be in the job that you want to go to.
That's really good advice.
Sharpie.
Yeah, bring a Sharpie.
All right, guys, we are out of time. I'd like to thank my guests, Nikki Sample Freeman and Sabrina Oscar, for sharing their industry knowledge with us today. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a few thoughts. Remember that you can't change the game until you first learn the game. Always surround yourself with positive people and positive things. And lastly, do what you love and love what you do. Thanks for watching Model Behavior, and I'll see you guys next Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Make sure you remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Did you miss an episode of Model Behavior? Catch up on all the prior episodes by checking out our YouTube channel. Class is officially dismissed. Bye, y'all.